UFO Bros.
Hey everyone, it's Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens, and you're experiencing UFO Bros TV.
That's right.
Oh, I thank you, Giorgio. What a lovely introduction, as always.
He's the man.
We're going to change that at some point, right?
I think so.
Maybe when somebody else cares. You know, I'm going to put the mic over here. Hold on just a minute. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Emmett.
And I'm the JOE.
And we are the
UFO Bros.
And we're coming
From the facilitad.
Let me finish that sentence.
The plate.
And we're coming to you live from the facility.
What a dum-dum.
Chat room's open, by the way. I expect a special guest in the chat room for tonight's show.
Oh, do we? Is this starts with a K and a C and an Arla?
That's a good question. No, I think it's actually going to be Alien on board.
Oh.
We'll see if Carla shows. So far, she's kind of going down the pyramid. Right, we'll see.
She'll work on it.
By the way, for those of you who are here for alien content, we're going to be discussing alien technology, alien software, and
abduction, and
Joe's adding on. You want to talk about abductions too?
Why not?
Like what? Like, okay, we can talk about that.
I mean, there's plenty of people, even at the convention, that said he was a perfect circle in the snow and he got abducted.
I remember that guy. You know what made me think about alien tech today? I was watching. I watched both Independence Day films, so the first one and then the second one, and I was just thinking, I don't know if we could assimilate alien technology that quickly. I mean, from between the first movie and second movie.
There's no way.
I mean, there's like anti-gravity TVs. Things like that.
Oh, who we got?
Oh, Paul Curtis is in the chat room.
What's happening?
Yes, we're going to be discussing alien software. I know that sounds so strange, but we're going to toy with the idea that they used maybe software in a different sort of way. And I think the important part of tonight's discussion about software is watching a lecture from Linda Moulton Howe on alien software. So I highly recommend that. And essentially, if we talk about the alien technology and what that would look like into today's society, Joe, what do you think? I mean, I think that's the iPhone. And by the way, if you took the iPhone now, or even the coming iPhone, and you paired it with the iPhone from 10 years ago, just think about that. Think about taking today's iPhone back 10 years.
Well, did you know that Steve Jobs, the very first iPod that came out was really thick, like super thick?
Yeah.
He didn't like it. He threw it back at him and said, "This is what we can do. This is as small as we can make it." He's all, "Make it smaller." And that's when it came out, the big brick.
Yeah. It's all about, like, miniaturization of
Have you ever been inside of an iPad Mini?
It's a
Probably not.
no,
but I have.
Has to take me out to dinner first.
Shut up. But stuff in there is so freaking tiny. It's like so micro. It's insane.
I know. I watched some of the, like, the teardowns, even the AirPods that Apple makes. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. They're like teeny, teeny, tiny little microchips, and it's why are you making that? It's so crazy how far we've come in just 10 years. And I think honestly, the iPhone is the iconic device, and I think totally capable of being the, I don't know, I guess you could say timeline, recent technology timeline. If you look at 2008 or 2007 when it came out, no, it came out in 2008 versus now, coming up on 10 years. Oh, it was 2007, because you know what? 2007 plus 10 equals 2017. And that's why the new phone's going to be...
Very disappointed in you.
Why?
You just didn't know that.
Because my math was not well.
Now, what did you think? It was 2016?
No, I don't know.
Are you going back in time already on me? Marty! What the hell is a gigawatt?
I love that movie.
I know.
There's nothing better than watching the entire trilogy on a weekend afternoon when there isn't a hurricane destroying everyone.
Yeah, we wouldn't send any shout-outs to any of our followers or anybody out there. You know.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be heading out there in October.
It's bad, Joe.
Yeah, I know. And it just keeps going. 50 inches in half a day.
You were telling me about a picture where the water comes up to the very top of the streetlights.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Did you see the video of the guys who were catching the fish in their house? Like the fish swam in and got stuck in the house. The guys running around grabbing it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Damn.
Did you see the lady on CNN today that totally chewed out CNN?
No.
Okay, they just had come in from being like rescued after 3 days of being stranded. They're wet, they're cold. The CNN reporter's like trying to like interview the lady.
Yeah.
And she starts answering the questions, and then the lady's like, why the fuck do you keep interviewing me? In our worst times, I'm sitting here with my kids, and we're cold and we're wet, and you're shoving a microphone in our face? Like, she just goes off on the reporter.
Well, we just wanted to make sure you're okay. Right?
Well, the reporter
like
just... The reporter just kept saying, well, I'm sorry, or sorry. While she's putting the microphone... Sorry.
It's like putting a piece of food in her face and she can't have it. Sorry.
Goodness.
Oh, wow, we got some explanations on the board.
Hey, Bree... I think it's Bree... Bree Rubes, yes, sorry.
Oh, yeah, she's from the Contact and Desert. We met with her. Hello.
Hello, darling. We actually have 2 people in the chat room. We'll see if Alien on Board makes it.
What does she say?
She says, sup, homies. And we say, what's
happening?
What do we call our followers, Joe?
Abductees.
Probers?
Probers or abductees? I think probers works. They're probers.
You know what we can... Let me turn... Sorry.
Yes.
You know, what we could do is do a poll on Twitter.
Yeah, what do you guys like better?
What do they want?
You guys call yourselves what you want to be called out of the 4 or 3 we pick.
We got to have something because everybody has a clever follower name, and we need that too. Flower? Incredible flower name. Damn, Joe, I haven't seen you regularly in a long time. Are you doing all right?
I'm fine.
Good. You're a hardworking guy.
7 or 18 kids and shit.
I know, you're like the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. Dun, dun, the Brady Bunch. That's you.
I guess.
But let's get back to alien tech and software. Because I was talking about Linda Moulton Howe, talking about software and how important she thinks that is to... Why are you doing that? Listen. So, you know how we've covered this...
Oh, my neck.
I didn't know you had a neck. Just kidding.
Did you hear it, though? Did you hear it?
I did. I heard that. Yes. So, we've covered symbols that have been found on the Kecksburg acorn. Various recovered vehicles have been said to have alien symbols on them, like the Roswell craft. Now, we also covered Project Carrot in previous...
Yeah.
Actually, it was like a long time ago. We should probably update
the first maybe month or 2 in.
Yeah, and we're coming up on 1 year, bro.
Oh yeah, we are. We're gonna. Well, let's.
Can you believe that? Of doing this? And we're only at 150 YouTube people. We need more people. So, click subscribe, click ding the bell. Yes, we're going to be actually putting up some video content on YouTube.
We are, and we're actually planning something in the future runs for future videos.
Yes, we are.
Do we have any more content left to edit?
Yes. There's plenty of content that I'm working on. Shit. The problem is that I have to do it. And it takes me a long time. So
Well, fucking hop to it.
I'm working on it, bruv.
Fucking bang you in the face.
I'll bang you.
I mean, it's so funny. They're so proper. And they're like, hello, bloody mate. I'll just let you know today. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to bang you on right around 4:30 after tea. Oh, sounds good, darling. I'll meet you there. It's so fucking proper.
Okay, so
when they get mad, it's even funnier because you can... You shut up, I'll bang you. And then you see the guards, like the Queen's guards going, get away from the... what do you say? Get away from the Queen's arms. They're screaming, off the fence. I don't know why I went there, but...
I think it's great. That was funny. Because I was watching that, and we're like totally off track. So I'm going to talk about the chat room.
But they were screaming. It's funny when they scream because, okay, well, we got in the chat room. Dang, you're lit up. Everybody
I was trying to tell you, look. Probies, that's actually funny.
Probies.
We need pop filters. We need to order them. They're on Amazon, but yes. Problings is cool. Planet of the Problings.
Problings. Is it Earthlings, Problings?
Problings. Well, maybe
Rollings.
We'll consider that one.
Yeah, we'll put that in the pot.
What do you think of probies, though? Like
probies?
Like, I guess, is that like a word play on homies, maybe?
It sounds like parolees. It's
yeah,
kind of
close
to probies.
Well, we'll think on that one, guys.
You're a prolie? No, probies.
For sure, those of you in the chat room, please keep adding. Tell us what you think we should call the followers. This is ultimately in your hands, ladies and gentlemen, in your hands.
We need ideas for names to put up on the Twitter forum to poll.
Yes. By the way, I want to know what our patrons think of our new video content. Because we've had a few videos now just for them. I wonder if they're liking them.
And then, gentlemen, did we already talk about this?
No. What gentlemen?
My phone number. Anyway.
What guy?
Remember, we could stay at his place.
Yes. We're going to consider that as an opportunity for sure. We got an email from one of our probationers. What is that?
Probationer.
Probation. So we're the that's actually fucking funny. That's funny. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Yeah, what's up, Proby?
What's up, Prober? Prober.
You're stupid.
But anyway, yeah, we were gonna go. He invited us to his place on the road on our next road trip that we've been talking about.
Yep, which is coming up in October. We're thinking
hopefully.
About well, like I asked you to, with the if be so kind.
Yes.
So we can start a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter, so that we can get it started. Because I have like 18,000 kids to feed. So, and I just bought new tires. It took like 6 months to save it up. Look, we need some help. We're dying.
No, listen.
I'm just joking, everybody.
No, me personally. I'm like not always wanting to. I don't know. I don't like asking people for money.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
My fellow probies, I love you. This is the show. We're acting.
Yeah, of course. Well, we have a good time.
Yeah.
You see. But
software.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of software.
Okay, so the symbols, right? We're going back. Wow, we just like went into a different planet for a second. Thank you all for coming with us. But the symbols. So
Stargate?
Linda Moulton Howe has the theory that the symbols are actually
shut the up with the hair in the movie Stargate, right? It's the Stargate.
What? No.
I'm off.
So I'm talking about interesting stuff, and this is what makes people leave terrible comments on our YouTube. So shut up and let me get it out.
Cherry pie.
So what Linda Moulton Howe says is that these symbols are actually self-activated alien software, self-aware, and that the software and the total capability of it is encoded within the symbol.
Like on a piece of glass or something?
Well, she goes on to say that the symbols aren't just identifying marks. They're part of whatever I guess you could say the craft and how it's actually put together and how it works. So it's not just like how we have on our aircraft, USA and all that sort of stuff, and to identify that. This is not what that purpose is. It's not a purpose of identifying a vehicle as much as it is instructions on how it should assemble itself. And
I wonder if it's the Bible. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. I bet you there's something in there that has to decipher the symbols activated.
Thank you, Guru. You're not
go hard
math.
today.
What'd you say? So I think this is an interesting theory. What do you think, Joe? Mm-hmm. And like we discussed, the Project Caret, CARET, that we covered was an alleged, I believe it was an 80s or 90s project where we were essentially trying to reverse engineer these kind of alien drones that seem to self-propel and hover and come in and out of sight. People on like hiking trails and, riding their bikes out in nature.
Just pop up.
They just appear. It was these weird, they call them the dragonfly drones is what they call them, because they look weird. And there is no motor or anything, but there's symbols on those drones or whatever they are. And so Project Caret goes on to say that those symbols are the information and software is all encoded in there so that the drones or vehicles know how to assemble themselves, because they're not bolted together or screwed together or welded together. They're held together with gravity forces, the parts of the ship, supposedly through these symbols that contain the alien. Okay, you're having a soda, the alien software. So, Paul, that's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for the taste of it.
I feel like I'm on a telethon with disabled children.
Jerry
And
Lewis.
Joe is the presenter.
Rest in peace, Jerry Lewis, one of my favorite comedians of all time.
I know. And you do a killer, contribution to him. It's one of our YouTube shorts.
Yeah, it's me doing the typewriter routine.
Yes. So far, by the way, back to the chat room, Probies seems to be...
I think
people are liking Probies.
Probies? Let me get some shirts to say hashtag
Paul's
Probies.
asking where the video is of Linda Moulton Howe. To be honest with you, I dug for that. It was kind of hard to find. Try Googling Linda Moulton Howe alien symbols, or putting that into YouTube, and you'll see. What is it with you and the Stargate?
Symbols. Oh, okay. I'm way off base here.
Joe, we're not talking about Stargate. Do you think we're talking about the movie Stargate this whole time?
No. You said glowing
That worries
symbols.
me.
Glowing symbols.
Why are you not near the microphone?
I'm close as I can get.
Well, you don't have to get that close. Back off a little bit. Ooh, it smells like bad decisions. Oh,
cherry pie.
Yes.
There go my cry, sweet cherry pie.
Nice vibrato, bro. I like that.
It is. Cherry
Look.
pie, Rayleigh's cherry pie.
Those are pretty good, actually. Except for your chocolate one, looked like
Chocolate
somebody's
one
shit in it.
Tastes like chocolate Play-Doh.
When did you eat Play-Doh?
All the time.
Hell
Just make
yeah.
pretzels out of them and dip them in orange juice. I'm joking.
I know. Did Jerry Lewis have any extraterrestrial experiences coming from the chat room? That's actually a good question. I don't know.
I will look that up. I know a lot about Jerry Lewis. I know somewhat some history, but nothing I can think of. I'll look that up.
Yes. Because actually, there are more celebrities kind of coming forward. Fucking Rob Lowe, goddammit. I hate hearing about Rob Lowe. I'm so sick
I
and
think
tired.
that they're like, okay, there's a Rob Lowe show, then, we're good.
Thank you. There's a Rob Lowe show. Awesome. Okay. I have everybody calling me going, have you seen the Rob Lowe show? they're, and I'm, I can't really share what they say, but still, I actually haven't. I haven't, to be honest, watched it enough to form a true opinion, but I just am just sick of hearing about it, is all I'm saying, for fuck's sake.
Huh?
Jerry Lewis. Let's get back to that. Yes. Any luck on that, Joe?
No, just a bunch of space movies he's done.
Oh, what kind?
I don't know.
Oh. Do you want to maybe share some?
There's about 153 movies that he's done.
Oh.
So
you don't know all of them?
No.
Oh.
Visit to a Small Planet. That's the name of one.
Do your Larry Jewis. That's funny. Do your Jerry Lewis impression, Joe. Come on.
Do a Jerry Lewis impression.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You see what I mean?
I love Jerry Lewis. It's really sad he passed away. Maybe he went with Michael Jackson and Elvis on another planete. What do you think?
Maybe.
Well, we need to kind of get back on track here. Don't you think? Gosh, you are so strange. This is why it needs to be on video, because you people won't fully understand my pauses. You can't fully understand why I pause and have to rethink about what I'm talking about, because as soon as you see his face, you'll understand it.
You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand. No, but think about it. I'm going back to the iPhone as an example. Each phone gets, incrementally faster, but then when you put them all together, you'll see the first one compared to the current 7S Plus and upcoming iPhone 8. I mean, it's like ancient. I mean, actually, I have an iPhone 1, and yes, I powered it up.
And you also have the very first tablet, or the very first iPad.
Yes.
I'm going to put them together.
I remember, like, when you had an iPhone back in the day, you were like a celebrity. You were like a local celebrity. Because
oh, yeah.
I remember going to get an iPhone, and I went to Olive Garden after.
I was with you.
Yes.
It was me.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And people were, like, looking.
Like, oh, there's a phone right there. There it is. That's the thing that touches. It touches.
Now, everybody has an But those of you that take it for granted, there was a day that having an iPhone made you really cool.
An iPhone 4.
An iPhone made you really cool. And if you had the first one, oh, man.
If you think that iPhone is cool, you should see some of the trick frickin' phones that are in Japan. Like, there's a clamshell that shuts when you open it. It's like dual-sided screen, touch screen.
Like a folding tablet?
Kind of. Which would be a computer.
Speaking of, iPads are now as fast as any computer.
We could do everything on our iPad.
Slowly, the tablet and the computer are going to be... And when I mean computer, actually, I mean mobile device computer, like laptop or whatever. They're slowly going to be merging into just like the same thing. That's what I think.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of speed-wise, it's just that Surface using a tablet is a totally different way to input it. You have to use your fingers or a pencil or whatever.
Penis tip, whatever you got.
Just take the current gen iPad Pro and the past iPad, the pencil, the Apple Pencil, when they use it on the screen, you can actually see how much faster the refresh rate is. So you can see the pencil kind of follow along in real time rather than having like a lag behind it on screen. It's really amazing, actually. And they just did that so fast. 10 years, bro.
I have a pen. I have an apple. Apple pen.
It's almost worth it to completely use the copyrights on an episode just to play that song. That's a funny-ass song. But I go back to... Well, I'm an Apple guy, but I really don't care. I don't have a... Some people are Microsoft or whatever. That's cool. It's all the same shit. And it's getting smaller and thinner and faster and lasting longer. Think about that.
Well, that's the thing is, like, if you use the original iPad, you can't do anything to it because it's updated to the max it can go because of the processor and the CPU and the transfer rate of the electrode static. I don't know if I got that.
Well, look, think of it this way. We were talking about symbols before, right? And maybe how alien technology has come into current day technology. Well, when we look at our phones and tablets, there are symbols. I mean, they're the app icons. But if if somebody
alien apps?
Yeah, if somebody was to look at this, when we took it back in time 100 years, they would say there were symbols. Same sort of way we would describe things, with the best understanding that we could at the time.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And so we take it for granted because we look at it every day. But I think if you think about, you press that symbol, boom, you're into a software. And that software guides you through whatever
button feature
the app or whatever it does. But, I mean, I'm trying to draw a really hair-thin line, I guess, here and connect it to maybe the things Linda Moulton House talking about and the alien symbols and the Carrot Project. But those symbols have a purpose. So they're not just there necessarily for identification from what we understand. Just like, on our phones, on our devices. It's really kind of incredible if you think about it. You're pressing a piece of fucking glass and you can have things delivered to your house instantly. Think about that. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's nothing tangible.
Bought something on its way.
This device, I mean, look, okay. Sorry guys, maybe in a video, but taking Joe's iPhone, for example, it's black. No, turn it, if it's off, Joe, and say you handed that to somebody, imagine your case is off. Take your case off. Just to, yeah. Here we go. Good. Okay. If we went back in time and took this iPhone, there's no case on it or anything, back in time to somebody 100 years and showed it to them, what do you think they would?
First of all, they would notice an apple because it looks like an apple. It always looks like that.
Right.
I would say maybe it as a shiny rock, maybe shiny rock service, or
maybe obsidian
shiny glass, maybe that black
an obsidian stone of some sort with an apple.
They would probably call this a dark metal, thin metal.
Yeah, they would understand that it's metal. They would understand it's glass, and then imagine you turn it on.
They would see the colors.
Listen, you turn it on, and it goes from being completely black and just a frickin' puck mm-hmm. to a whole entire world that is instantaneously accessible to you. Instantly. No. Yes.
Happy to be.
We take it for granted, people. We take it for granted. But even with all this technology, we still couldn't reach everybody in the hurricane. That kind of sucks. What's going on with that? We should be able to reach everybody.
Well, if phones now are getting more advanced, compact, and essentially waterproof.
Yeah, they are. Pretty much. They are
just like the iPhone. They don't just have a headphone jack.
That's
you know
true.
why?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Samsung has a patent on the sealing process of it.
Oh.
So Apple can't buy those rights. So they had to figure out, what are we going to do? Oh, let's just eliminate it so that they can go and spend a $200 pair of headphones that get lost one by one. And they just beep if you have to find them. And then you send them, run them over, and then you can't find the other one. And
Sorry.
I like hardwired.
I have had my AirPods for quite a few months, and I have not lost them. But I will say the left ear is a little bit quieter, and I put it in my right ear just to make sure I wasn't going deaf. And I'm not going deaf, but there's something going on with my left ear pod. The left ear pod, the wireless ear pod from Apple. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the reason why I don't want them. I like my wired headphones that would connect to the phone, and you could plug the phone in. I got that stupid dongle for this thing. It says,
dongle.
Oh, yeah, the application's
Isn't it the ugliest thing? Have that white dongle sticking out of the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not compatible with this phone.
Yeah. So think of, and like I was saying before, I kind of got into talking about the phone and what it looked like. there's really nothing tangible about it except for its capability. I mean,
they would look at it as a piece of glass, this black piece of glass, and they just chuck it.
I don't know how.
That's people back in the old time.
Right, but how would you describe the software to them? How would you tell somebody 100 years ago how this works?
Floating paper under glass.
Floating paper
under glass.
Now, how would you describe to them what an app even is, like,
or software?
Yeah, what is a software?
Or a button.
Yeah, or what a screen is. Well, we had a screens 100 years. Wait, I don't know what year that was. No, 100 years. When was screens? 1950 something, right?
It was in the 50s, yeah, 50s or 60s. So.
Yeah, what am I talking about? Sorry. Well, it feels like 100 years ago.
Even the 70s.
Back when I was in the 50s, I was no.
You were twinkling my heart.
I don't know. There's just so many pieces of current today technology that you have to have some foundation of understanding.
Oh,
you have to know what cellular connectivity is. You have to know what cell towers are. You have to know what energy. There's a whole bunch of life experience and learning that you have to undergo to understand even how to work this.
And they're getting smaller. They're getting bigger and thinner and stronger. Yeah. Like I was bringing back to you about Steve Jobs. When they brought the first iPod in and they said it was too big, he's like, make it smaller. Then this is what I was telling you. They said, oh, there's no room. So he took the iPod, put it in the fish tank. He's all, you see those bubbles? The guy's like, yeah. He's like, then there's room.
Oh, shit. That's brutal and freaking great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stab you right
here. I'll fucking bang you so hard.
You get the fuck out of here.
Oh, sorry. And we're back. Yes. Thank you. And theme. We're coming back.
Oh.
So that is basically what we were kind of talking about. I mean, we could keep going in depth about
technology and Apple and
whatever. Like what I was saying before.
Oh, and this is the first year, either last year or this year is one of the years that the earbuds were separate. There's no wire in between them. They're completely independent.
Yeah.
Is this the first year they came out or last year?
They were announced last year, but they didn't ship till this year.
Okay, so then they started making knockoffs with other companies, started making their own versions of it. So it came out late last year or this year. Okay, thank you. You answered my question.
Yeah, to be fair, Apple isn't the first in individually working pods that are charged via a charging case. There was stuff for that out on Kickstarter years ago.
Yes, so make sure you guys check us out on Kickstarter, UFO Bros TV.
I'll kickstart you in the head.
Oh, shit.
I'll kickstart you, dude. I'll bang you.
I mean, shit, technology, where we at right now, we can summon our cars from our office waiting for us, all cool, ready to go.
I know, and we're not even talking about future shit that's coming up. We're just talking about, future-wise, I mean...
We're having drones dropping shit off now.
Yeah, that's coming. Or the new solar tiles from Tesla.
Yeah.
Being able to explain, this part of the house. I always think about that. That crosses my mind. If I was to go 100, 200 years back and try to explain to somebody, it would be impossible. Which is why I think a lot of time alien technology is in front of us and we just can't see it. We just don't know it. Because we don't have any conceivable understanding.
It is right here in my hand, and then we just go, "Oh, it's nice. It's an upgrade."
So we have a drone. We take it down.
We got air fuel,
and we're looking at it. Back in the 80s, 90s, going, "Well, what the hell does this thing even do?
Oh,
how does that get it?" I wonder how, if those were indeed real, how that technology from those downed aerial drones that are apparently extraterrestrial, how did that get into current day technology? What the path was? Because Philip J. Corso wrote a book called The Day After Roswell, and they talk about in that book how we got night vision from the Roswell crash and fiber optics and circuitry, the resistors specifically. So hold on though. Let me just finish this thought, because Philip J. Corso he just went on to say that his job was to disseminate this technology to, at the time, the big corporations that were developing technologies and those sorts of things, and that he kind of seeded them. And while they may not have been able to completely reverse the technology or copy it, it certainly would have inspired people to, you know, try to create something similar with what we have on Earth. But I don't think we can fully, completely understand or comprehend if there, you know, is indeed craft from other worlds or other dimensions, how they could be held together with gravity. That's just mind-boggling to me. But I think that that's a fair proposition. Bob Lazar talks about gravity like surrounding the flying saucer that he was working on. I mean, it's not too much of a stretch to think that, you know, similar sorts of thing was happening in that craft. Oh, shit. You scared the crap out of me. Get off the damn phone.
I am off the phone.
What are you doing? Ew. What is that? Okay. What are you doing? What is that?
I don't know. Where'd you find it?
You're the one that played it, not me. Thank you.
Proceed.
Well, I always talk about something good and I start sounding smart and then you fuck it up.
You'll never
I start sounding
smart.
so educated.
You will never sound smart. You'll sound mediocre.
Okay.
With carrot cake, but that's fine.
Kind of street smart, I guess. We're kind of street smart ufologists.
Oh, absolutely. Moderate to mediate.
Joe. We've had some really cool, and I think we always have this news each week. Our social media is always moving along, and we get a lot of people that comment on things. Sometimes they tell us what they really think, and you know what? Fine with us.
Very blunt and honest, thank you.
Whether they like it or don't. And frankly, if you don't like us, please keep listening so you can hate on us.
And please keep commenting. We love those comments.
Yes.
If you give us a bad comment, you know what? Instead of embracing the good, maybe we should embrace the bad. Maybe what we should do is each week is just collect the bad notes of people leaving comments, and maybe we should put some music to it. Go, dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that's funny.
Today on bad notes or bad comments, and then we just
let's do that.
We'll think of something.
And let's means me. I'll do that. Actually, to be honest with you, I have some videos I was working on. Something kind of like that.
I don't have time to fucking make a microwave
I know,
cheese.
Joe. I only get you for like a few hours right now, except for when we go on our next adventure, which I'm going to talk about, Joe. But we got to go back to the chat room because Paul Curtis asks,
Paul,
do you suppose the Earth is held together by alien technology, and if we touch the wrong symbol, it all falls apart?
Oh, what's that? Boop. You can just hear Homer.
Okay, so what's the wrong symbol?
You can just hear, oh, and then boom.
Or actually, okay, this is funny. Somebody called the president, they called him President, what does this button do? Well, yeah, I'm just going to push this. The Earth is gone. I don't know. What would be crop circles? Yeah, but there's dumbasses walking in those things all the time. And, well, maybe they're fucking up everything. Maybe somebody walked in a crop circle and we got a hurricane in Texas.
Probably.
Hey, that's not a illogical stretch.
Finding microchips on plants and shit.
Yeah, well, DNA is essentially that. DNA is essentially
it's a moving
software. Microchips stored. Again, video should be happening right now. But we have a lot of... Okay, he's rolling his shoulders backwards in a sexual way while he... Not to me, but just like in his own space. It's very odd, but it's fine. Bree was asking if...
I was completely sitting here drinking my soda pop.
You're so
by
full
myself.
of it. I'm just picking it up.
I'm rolling my shoulders. I don't know how to roll my shoulders.
Anyway, Bree asks us, did anyone see the solar eclipse crop circles? I'm not aware of that.
I didn't hear anything about it.
I keep looking on the internet about, UFO news or whatever, and I'm just realizing it's already here. It's right in front of our face, and we take, just the fact that we can even put this freaking probecast out is...
Son of a bitch!
Ugh. We do not have a soundboard tonight, by the way, so...
I'm making my own soundboards.
Yes, with your... Can you just shut your holes for a second? Both of them. Just... Unless you have something to contribute here, Joe. Your titties look nice tonight.
I'm listening.
Look at those titties.
Will you get on with the fucking show?
Yes, I am. I'm working on it. I don't know where, Paul, to see the crop circles. That's a good question. We'll have to see what Bree says. Alien on board, it would seem, has not...
Dude, it's like fucking 4 a.m. now.
I know, that's what I was going to say. I think he slept through the alarm. That's all right. Hey.
He is one of those little things,
well, he okay.
I bet he's got the glasses.
So far, we have... Because we're at the last 3.5 minutes, and I just wanted to say, so far, at the top of the pyramid is Paul Curtis, and just below there is Bree Rubes. I think Carla goes down... No.
It goes down to about 3.
No, I think Carla and Bree are right there on the same level, actually.
Okay.
But I think Paul is at the top there.
So anyway, guys, I want you guys to follow us on all things social media. We're on UFO Bros TV on Instagram, UFO Bros TV on Facebook, and the Patreon is UFO Bros TV. If you want to donate, that's great. If not, then that's great. We love you every which way. But on Twitter, we're on UFO0 or UF0 Bros TV.
Very well done. Knuckle bump, bro. That was good.
Touch me.
Ow, you slapped me like a bitch. Your hair looks very thin on top right now. I don't know what's that. If it's something in the way of your headphones, maybe that could be what that is.
I totally just...
I know you got it all over me. There's soda all over the place.
All over my fucking $400 microphone.
Yeah, oh. You mean $99 microphone?
It's $99.
We don't have no $400 microphone. But this is actually a big upgrade from our $15 microphones.
Oh, the lapel ones.
Yes, yeah, those ones.
Those ones were for like $15, but these others are...
and we did our show for months on that.
Yeah,
we're dedicated. We love what we do.
We actually spent some money and got some good setup right now.
Yeah,
it works.
So Joe was actually, again, he was talking. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can. Actually, everybody in the chat room right now is all Twitter. Patrons, and we thank you guys. And like we do now every week, we're definitely going to post a video just for them. Stop trying to copy me. Okay, look. So your hair looks really thin, but look, there's it looks like horns because there's a piece here and a piece there.
Well, right now your hair in the front looks like a back of a chicken's butt. Like someone's been pecking on it.
No, that's more like a turkey.
No, like a chicken butt.
No, I meant the sound I made is more like a turkey.
Yes.
Wait, do the chipmunk. That's weird. Anyway. Well, look, we got to leave on a high note because we're at the last minute, but... Wait, no, not like a... Oh my God. You know what? You're like the opera diva from The Fifth Element. Just a lot chubbier and less arms.
Yeah, that almost came out my nose again.
I know. I always make sure right when you're going to take a drink there and say something.
I'm not banging your face.
Yeah, that was actually a very high note. Very well done. Wow, I'm impressed. I've never seen that. I'm impressed. Your titties just...
Will you just shut the fuck up? It's this remote turn you off. Shut it!
Anyway, we're at the last 30 seconds. So we just want to thank you guys for listening. Hopefully we're able to cover some things about alien technology and software because, Joe, I'm telling you, we have to stick to the topic. We suck at that. We have to stick to the topic like you stick to those titties. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm Emmett.
I'm out of your business.
And we are the UFO Bros. Thank you so much for listening.
I'm so done with it. It's done. I'm going to bed.